Have your children ever walked past you without even a glance? Have you ever asked a simple question, only to be met with silence or an eye roll? Do you sometimes feel invisible in your home, wondering where the respect went? If you're nodding your head, you're not alone. And more importantly, you are not powerless. In this video, we'll explore a calm, clear, and compassionate six-step method that can transform the way you handle these painful moments without yelling, without shutting down, and without losing yourself. Stay until the end, because what we'll share could change not just your relationship with your children, but your entire family dynamic. And before we dive in, take a moment to support our work by subscribing to the Mental Dose channel. Hit the bell icon to stay notified about our weekly videos on personal and spiritual growth. Your presence here means you're committed to change, and we honor that. Step 1, keep your emotions in check. Picture this. You've just asked your son to help set the table. He keeps scrolling through his phone. You ask again. He sighs, gets up, and mutters something under his breath. Your chest tightens. You want to shout, but don't. Here's why. Anger is a natural response, especially when you feel ignored. But reacting in anger only widens the gap. Instead, take a deep breath. Walk away for a moment if needed. Calm isn't weakness, it's a strength. Your composure becomes the container that holds the conversation together. Children, whether 5 or 15, observe you more than they listen to you. When you model emotional control, you teach emotional intelligence. You send a silent but powerful message. I can be hurt, but I won't hurt back. That kind of leadership earns respect over time, even if it doesn't seem to in the moment. Staying calm doesn't mean bottling things up. It means choosing how to respond. And when you respond with steadiness, you allow space for reflection instead of conflict. You invite connection instead of resistance. Sometimes, your silence will teach more than your words ever could, especially when your silence is filled with strength. Step 2, show understanding without giving in. Once the storm has passed, inside you, it's time to look beneath the surface. Why did your child ignore you? Why the cold shoulder, the sarcasm, the distance? What you see as disrespect may be pain. A teenager might be dealing with anxiety from school. A younger child might be struggling with friendships that they can't explain. Even adult children sometimes carry emotional burdens they don't know how to share. So they push away the very person who loves them most. And yes, it hurts. It hurts deeply to be dismissed by someone you raised with your whole heart. But here's the truth. Responding with harshness only reinforces the wall between you. Understanding is not weakness. It's wisdom in motion. Try saying, I noticed something felt off earlier. Want to talk about it? You're not excusing the behavior. You're reaching beneath it. You're reminding your child, I see more than just your attitude. I see your heart. And even if they don't open up right away, that moment stays with them. They remember who stayed soft when things felt hard. They remember who leaned in, not away. Showing empathy does not mean tolerating rudeness. It means choosing to be curious instead of furious. When your child feels heard, they stop needing to scream with their behavior. This step builds the bridge, and it's on that bridge that real conversations begin about feelings, struggles, and yes, boundaries too. Step 3, set clear boundaries. Calmly understanding your child doesn't mean letting go of your standards. In fact, once you've listened with empathy, the next step is to speak your truth with clarity, with calm, and without compromise. Boundaries are not barriers. They're signposts of love. They say, I care about this relationship enough to protect it from harm. After the emotion has settled and you've shown understanding, it's time to gently but firmly say what's okay and what isn't. You might say, I want to hear what you're feeling, but I won't accept being spoken to with disrespect. Or, you can be upset, but slamming doors or walking away without a word is not how we handle things in this family. Notice the tone. You're not threatening. You're not trying to win. You're simply naming the line. And what happens when it's crossed? When you do this with consistency, not harshness, your children begin to trust you. Even if they roll their eyes, even if they test the edges, deep down they feel safer knowing that someone is holding the structure steady. It's not about controlling them. It's about modeling how you manage what's important to you. And when they cross a boundary, respond, not react. Use simple consequences, loss of privileges, quiet time, missed outings, not as punishment, but as teaching. Say, this isn't about power, it's about respect on both sides. The world outside your home will not bend for them. Life has rules. People have limits. When you teach them to honor yours, you're helping them learn to honor others and themselves. And remember, your tone teaches just as much as your words. Calmness does not make your boundary less firm. It makes it more powerful. Step 4. Be the example you want to see children. Don't just grow from what we say, they grow from what we show. If you want them to speak respectfully, speak to them with respect, even when you're disappointed. If you want them to listen, make space to truly listen to them, even when you're tired. If you want honesty, show that truth is safe in your presence, even when it's hard to hear. It's easy to demand maturity from a child or a teenager. But pause for a moment and ask, am I showing them what maturity looks like? Am I reacting with patience? Am I admitting my mistakes? Am I handling stress in a way I would want them to copy? Let's be honest, no parent is perfect. You will lose your cool. You'll say the wrong thing. You'll overreact. But here's the beauty. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real. Imagine this. You raised your voice one night out of exhaustion. The next morning, you sit down and say, I was frustrated yesterday, and I didn't handle it the way I should have. I'm sorry. I'll do better. That moment, that is parenting at its finest, because you just taught your child how to take responsibility without shame. You taught them how to own a mistake without losing dignity, and you showed them that strength is not in never falling, but in standing back up, wiser and softer. When your children see you live the values you ask of them, respect, empathy, humility, they don't just hear your lessons, they feel them, and they carry them into their friendships, relationships, and eventually, their own families. So be the example you want to see, not the flawless parent, the honest one, the growing one, the brave one who chooses love, even when it's hard. Step 5, create moments of connection. Outside of conflict. Not every lesson is learned in the middle of an argument. In fact, the most powerful lessons often happen in the quiet moments, when no one is yelling, no one is correcting, and no one is being corrected. Ask yourself gently, when was the last time you and your child laughed together, not because something was fixed, but simply because you were enjoying each other? When was the last time you cooked side by side, or went for a short walk, or sat in the same room without a screen between you? You see, relationships are like gardens. You can't only show up when there's a weed to pull. You need to water the soil, plant beauty, and give it sun every day in small ways. The connection is sunlight. It's found in board games, in shared silence, in silly conversations about nothing, in asking how their day really went, and listening without fixing it. The stronger your emotional bond outside of conflict, the gentler the conflict becomes. Why? Because when your child feels safe with you in peaceful times, they're more likely to trust you in tense times. And when they trust you, they don't feel the need to resist you. Connection doesn't mean spoiling. It doesn't mean giving in. It means building a foundation so strong that when the storm comes, and it always will, the house doesn't fall. So, plan that pancake breakfast on a Sunday morning. Offer to help with something that matters to them, even if it doesn't matter to you. Be curious about their world, even when they act like they don't want you in it. And above all, let them know, with your presence, not just your words, that you like them, not just love them, but like who they are, even in progress, even in imperfection, because when a child feels liked, They begin to see themselves through your eyes. And that changes everything. Step 6, give them space to reflect. Not every moment needs to be solved. Not every conflict needs to end with a clear resolution right away. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do as a parent is pause. After you've spoken calmly, set a boundary or shared how something made you feel. Resist the urge to chase immediate change. Don't demand an instant apology. Don't push for a sudden shift in attitude. Instead, give them space. Let your words breathe. Let them breathe. Growth doesn't happen in the spotlight. It happens in the quiet, in the hours or even days after a hard conversation. Your child may reflect more deeply than you'll ever see, not because you kept pressing, but because you didn't. You might say, "I know today was hard. I trust you'll think about what we talked about. I'm here when you're ready." That simple statement, full of patience, full of faith, does something incredible. It tells your child you believe in their ability to grow. It shows them you're not controlling them. You're inviting them. And that invitation is much more powerful than force. Sometimes, silence is where the learning begins. It's where your child starts to connect the dots on their own, starts to feel the weight of their choices, and starts to ask themselves the very questions you wanted to ask for them. When you give space, you're not giving up. You're giving trust. And trust is a bridge, a sacred one. So breathe. Let go. Let your child wrestle with their conscience. Let them circle back when they're ready, not when you demand it. Because when they return, not just with words, but with understanding, that's when you know the seed has taken root, and that's when healing truly begins. Parenting, especially when you feel disrespected or ignored, is not for the faint of heart. It can bruise your spirit. It can leave you wondering, did I do something wrong? But the fact that you're here, listening, learning, and willing to do the work, that speaks volumes about the kind of parent you are. You see, change doesn't begin with your child. It begins with you, with how you choose to breathe through tension, with how you choose to listen through frustration, with how you choose to model what love looks like, especially when it's hard. So remember this, not every moment needs fixing. Some moments just need presence. Not every conflict needs control. Some conflicts just need calm. And above all, don't lose heart. You are not failing. You are growing. Your steadiness is being absorbed. Even when it's not acknowledged, your softness is shaping hearts, even if it's unspoken. And your quiet strength, it is rewriting your family's story, one moment at a time. So take this 6-step path not as a script, but as a rhythm. Let it guide you gently. Let it be your compass. And as you walk this journey, know you are not alone. We're here with you, every step of the way. If this video has helped you, take one last moment to subscribe to the Mental Dose channel. Let's grow together. Let's heal together. And let's raise a generation that learns not just to behave, but to belong. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, let love lead.